Hey, it's Whitney. Welcome back to another live video, which is simultaneously streaming on YouTube as well as Facebook. I'm going to hit somehow I'm hearing a echo here. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do these live streams every Friday at 5 p.m. I'm a little behind schedule today, and these live streams are so wonderful because I get to connect with you. So if you're watching live, I would absolutely love to hear what you have to say, answer any questions that you have. And if you're watching the recording, type it into the comments and I will read and get back to you as soon as possible. In fact, what I might do today is look at some of the past comments from YouTube because I haven't even looked at them in a few days. So I apologize. Sometimes it just gets a little hectic. I do everything on my own right now. So aside from support from friends who can chime in or get involved every once in a while, I'm basically doing things on my own. How many of you guys can relate to that? How many of you are content creators? That's what I would love to hear, because a lot of the content that we're going to talk about today in this live stream is for content creators. So if you don't really know what the term content creator is, that is a person that creates content and somebody that's doing this on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on a blog, on a podcast, all these different places on social media, online, someone that's sharing content to help other people. And that's what I consider myself as. I do my work through Eco Vegan Gal to help people learn about veganism, healthy living, natural living, eco-friendly living, whatever I can do to inspire people, educate them, and empower them to live the best lives possible. And I would love to hear what you guys do. I'm always really curious about who you are as viewers. And it's such an interesting experience being a content creator, especially through video, because I'm talking to you and I feel like I know a lot of you, but the truth is I don't know very much about you guys. And so whenever I get to hear some details about who you are, what you're doing, what you love, what you're passionate about, what you're curious about, it really is exciting for me. So when I ask those things, I genuinely want to know. And I just have to give a shout out to Thomas, who's here every live stream. He's on time. He's one of the first comments every time on Facebook. So thank you guys, Thomas, so much. I am good. So a little behind the scenes about my life is I run Eco Vegan Gal, and I also do a number of other things. Well, it's kind of hard to describe. You know what's interesting is people will ask me what I do, and I rarely know how to answer them because I do so many things. So the best way to summarize it is I do content for Eco Vegan Gal. I'm a content creator, as I described, but I also do coaching and all sorts of projects related to health and wellness, eco-friendly living, and veganism, and supporting other content creators. So that's part of the reason why I'm talking about this today. The theme right now is all based around my new class, 30 Ways to Make Money as a Content Creator, which, by the way, I really want to remind you today to check it out if you haven't yet, because that will be ending tonight. So there's a free broadcast, a free replay of this class that I taught a few days ago on Wednesday, the 12th. And if you didn't see it live, you can still watch it. And if you actually want to watch it again, you can watch it up until tonight. It's Friday, July 14th. It'll be coming down. So no longer available to watch after midnight. So 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, technically. And it is currently 5:10 p.m. So that gives you just about 7 hours to watch this if you're interested. And what you can learn in this workshop is all the different ways that you can generate income talking about what you love online. So sharing content. So it's such a big trend right now. It's interesting for me because I started Eco Vegan Gal in 2008. And back then, social media was really just starting to build up. And so I started this as a complete hobby, just for fun. I never expected this to be my career. I actually planned on being a filmmaker. I went to school to study filmmaking. I came to LA. I moved all the way across the country from Massachusetts to Los Angeles to work in the film industry. And I had been vegan for how many years at this point? I went vegan in 2003. So I was actually only vegan for a year before I came to LA. I worked in the film industry for about 4 years. And then, I take that back, 6 years. It's funny when you reflect on your timeline. And I started really wanting to talk about veganism. I saw people doing this thing called blogging. My first big inspiration for starting Eco Vegan Gal was this free class that I went to. So how interesting. I'm talking about my free class right now. Somebody inspired me to start everything that I do now at a free class. And this free class was at it was a local workshop that my co-op was doing. So this great co-op in Los Angeles called the Santa Monica Co-Opportunity. If any of you are in LA, let me know if you've ever been there, because it's a great store. And I don't know if they still do this because I live on the other side of town now, and thus I don't shop there as much. But they did these great free workshops, and they would bring in local people to talk about their expertise. And one day I went to this one that featured 3 bloggers, and they were like eco bloggers. They would talk about like sustainability and natural living and that sort of thing. And I don't even know why I went to this. I guess it just sounded cool because I've been interested in the environment for so long and wanting to be eco-friendly and all that. And I just went and saw these 3 women that weren't much older than me. They were probably only a couple years older than me. And they were talking about their blogs and like all these things that they were doing as a result of these things that they were learning, the way people's lives are being changed. And there were 2 big things that really stuck out for me. One is that one of the bloggers invited me to an event, and we became friends. We're still friends to this day, which is so cool that she's like part of my history. You always got to be grateful for people that make you who you are, right? So I went to this event with her, and when we walked in the door of this event, I was so blown away because this woman came up to her and said, "Oh, you're whatever." She named her blog. She doesn't have this blog anymore. Her blog, I think, was called Green LA Girl. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're Green LA Girl. I love your blog. I've been following it for so long." And so this girl was like fangirling over this blogger friend of mine. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. Like, imagine if that was me. Like, it's just that ego thing where you just like want people to know who you are and recognize you and all that. So I thought that was amazing. And then shortly after, this blogger friend told me about the free products that she would get. And she was reviewing these products all the time, and companies would just send her things. And the thing that blew me away the most was some company sent her an eco-friendly bike. And I was like, you got a bike for free? Like, it was like hundreds of dollars. It just like blew my mind. Like, what do you mean you got a bike for free? And it was just like, it's funny because they're 2 very superficial things. It's like free stuff and people recognizing you. But like, that seemed exciting. That made the blogging world like super cool to me. And I really wanted to talk about veganism and eco-friendly living anyways. So shortly after, I started Eco Vegan Gal. And fun fact, Eco Vegan Gal was going to be called Eco Vegan Girl, which some people call it accidentally, like my friend Nicole. She'll sometimes refer to me as Eco Vegan Girl, and I have to correct her. But I called my blog Eco Vegan Gal because my friend's blog was Green LA Girl, and I was afraid that she was going to think I was copying her. So I thought if I just change it to Gal instead of Girl, then I would look less copier. And so that's where Eco Vegan Gal began. I was inspired by other people teaching a class, and I just wanted to share my message. And my other point is that it started as a hobby. I was working full-time at a full-time job that I actually really enjoyed in the film industry. And I was also working for the Apple Store, which I loved for a very long time. But the blog took over my life, and I started my YouTube channel. I got on social media, and it was all I wanted to do. And so like 1.5 years after I started Eco Vegan Gal as just a hobby blog, I decided to quit working full-time for anybody else and focus on Eco Vegan Gal full-time. And that was in 2010. And now today, this is my whole career. So that's why I taught this class, 30 Ways to Make Money as a Content Creator, because one of my big passions is helping other people create content and do it full-time if they want to, or at least make some money on the side. So that's why I'm here today talking about this. Let me pause my story and my points just to address some comments. And Zigzag is here, who was watching 30 Ways to Make Money. That's awesome. Again, if any of you are just tuning in and you're curious about this, you can watch the broadcast of that up until tonight at midnight Pacific time. So it's a little under 7 hours from now that broadcast will be available for free to watch. And there's a link right under this YouTube video and above the video, or I think, yeah, above the video on Facebook. So Debbie is here. Debbie is another YouTube creator, as well as Kim, and just some wonderful people. So I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions if you have any. If you watched the workshop, 30 Ways to Make Money as a Content Creator, let me know if you have any extra questions lingering. I actually did I think 45-minute Q&A in that video. So there's about an hour long of training in there. And then there's some more information. And then there's this long Q&A with me just answering literally 20 questions. But I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask anything else or just talk about money in general, careers, any of this. My passion is helping other people, as I believe I just said, but I'll say it again, maybe some different words, is my passion is inspiring other people to change their lives. And a big part of that is through Eco Vegan Gal, is inspiring people to try veganism and learn more about the environment and their health and figure out how to live more naturally and consciously, compassionately. But another huge passion of mine is helping people that want to do the same thing as me with Eco Vegan Gal. So it's kind of like I'm providing the information that I wish I had when I first started working for myself full time. Because back in 2010, things were very different. We didn't have nearly as many resources, but I also had no idea what I was doing. So maybe the resources were there. Of course, people have been talking about business and marketing and money for a long time, but I didn't know anybody else that was really doing that. And I did know these bloggers that I told you about. We did become good, strong acquaintances, and I met other people as a result. But I noticed that a lot of those people were just kind of making it up as they went along, which is very cool, and that can work well. But a lot of them were still working other jobs, or they weren't making as much money as they wanted, and they just didn't really have advice, or at least advice that they could articulate well to me. So in 2010, for at least 2 years, between 2010 and 2012, when I really started doing this full time, I had to just figure everything out. And so I was still working part-time. I was still doing all this freelance stuff. I was living a lifestyle that I wasn't super happy with. I remember in 2011, when I moved to San Francisco, feeling so stressed out because all I wanted to do was Eco Vegan Gal. And yet I didn't know how to make money from it, really. I was making a little bit from ad revenue. I don't think I had sponsorships yet. I probably had 1, maybe 2 streams of income for Eco Vegan Gal. So I was probably making maybe $100, $150 a month from it. And obviously you can't really live on that unless you're supported some other way. So I had all these other part-time jobs, and it was so stressful because I didn't want to do them. I wanted to do Eco Vegan Gal instead. And the money wasn't so great from them. I felt like I was always hustling. It was just so stressful. And so in 2012, that's when I became really determined to work for myself full time. That's when I quit the other jobs. That's when I figured out all the strategies. And for the past 5 years, all I've done is strategize how to do all of this. So I want to give back. I want to help the people that, it's I want to help my past self in a way, but I see so many of you doing things that I did. And so many of you remind me of myself 7 years ago, or almost 10 years ago. And I just don't want you guys to have to struggle through it as much. So that's why I do what I do. That's why that course is there. If I had only known that there were so many different ways to make money, that's actually also kind of relatively new information. So I've been studying business, marketing, monetization for, like I said, 5 years. But I was focused on a lot of the kind of common things that people were doing. So some of the common ways that content creators make money is ad revenue, affiliate programs, sponsorships, merchandise, ebooks. You guys probably see this stuff happening. Physical books. There's probably between 5 to 10 very common ways to make money. And what's interesting is these are common amongst content creators, but this is also what's most commonly taught to content creators. So I go to tons of workshops, events, I read books, I go to conferences. I'm just always want to absorb as much information as possible. And it's funny how people just keep reiterating the same information over and over again. And thus, it becomes this idea that there aren't a ton of ways to make money. It's really hard to make money. It's not something that you can do full time. People are always asking me, like, they're bewildered that I make this my career, and they just have all these assumptions about it. But the reason I'm able to make this my career is because I have multi streams of income, and I've also taught myself the strategies to make all that stuff work for me. And I just love teaching it to other people too. So Sonia's here, said, I went vegan and started following you a few years ago. My question is, my interests are in social justice / sustainability issues and talking about how they're connected. Do you think that there's a market / audience for that on YouTube? Yes. So first of all, one of the things that you guys can do if you have a passion and you're not sure if people are going to care is just start creating content and seeing how people respond. Now, that's not always the best indicator because creating content is just part of the step, just one of the steps. The next thing you need to learn is how to market yourself. And a lot of content creators struggle with this too, myself included. Like, I'm always learning new ways to get the word out about what I do. But it can feel really tough when you're just starting and you're only getting like a couple views on YouTube or maybe 100, like a few subscribers. And it's just like feels very slow at first. And then that makes you think that nobody cares about what you're doing. Well, the truth is that it's usually not the case. It's just that people aren't finding you. So my first advice is just to start creating, but it's also to look to see who else is creating what you're creating. So do some research. And if you know people already, then that's a perfect example. Like, social justice is a huge thing right now. I mean, that's a big conversation happening in the world. And it feels like it always is, but especially lately, like, we have a new president in the US, so that's coming up a lot. We have wars all over the world. We have racism and people criticizing different genders and different sexualities and all of these different things that tie into social justice. That's always in the news. So it's a very, very hot topic. And so is sustainability. Al Gore's new movie, The Inconvenient Truth sequel, is coming out. Is it out yet? Or is it coming out like sometime this month? I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's on its way. And so that's going to be big. That's a good time for that. But I mean, people are always talking about climate change. There's debates about whether climate change even exists. And a lot of people are just very confused. So I know for sure people need more information and inspiration around that. So for those topics, I feel pretty confident about it. But one of the best things that you can do, and this applies to anybody listening, is to just research, are other people doing it? How are they doing it? Who is their audience? And do you feel like there's enough of an audience? And if not, if you feel like your research is leading you to believe that what you want to talk about is not quite appealing, maybe you can be doing it in a different way. Maybe you can niche down or broaden. So niche down means to get very specific about it. If it feels like it's oversaturated and like there's other people that are doing it, like veganism, for example, becoming just a vegan YouTuber right now, it's very hard to get seen. So you have to find like, what is your specific angle with veganism? Who are you? How are you talking? How are you making your videos? What can you do to stand out and appeal to certain people? And this is just a lot of trial and error and research, just a lot of experimenting and following your heart too. I believe that if you have a passion for something, there's somebody else out there that wants to learn from you or needs to be inspired by you. And that's why I want you guys to thrive. That's also a huge motivation for me in teaching, is that, especially when it comes to money, what I see very commonly, because I've been coaching for so long and connecting with other content creators, is it's very common for people to give up because A, they don't feel important enough, or B, they're creating all this content, but they're not making any money. And so similar to how I felt in 2011, where I felt so stressed out all the time because I was trying to juggle so much in my life, quitting other jobs was the best thing that I could do because it allowed me to focus on my passions and really figure out how to make money from it versus being distracted from all the other things happening in my life, right? And so I teach what I teach now to help other people figure that all out a lot faster than I did and start making money a lot faster than me. So I'm here for you. And again, if you're just joining, I want to remind you that my free class, 30 Ways to Make Money as a Content Creator, is available until the end of today, Friday, July 14th. It's going to come offline at 11:59 Pacific time, which is in just under 7 hours. I actually have to go in a few minutes because I have an event to go to. If you guys follow me on Instagram or happen to see my post on Facebook or Twitter, I post on a lot of different places. It's part of my marketing, right? But I have an event tonight. I'm hosting an event in downtown Los Angeles, and it's like what I'm calling a meet and eat. It's people getting together in this beautiful venue outside in downtown LA's Art District, and we're going to eat organic plant-based food and hang out. And people like booked their spots at my table. Like we actually have these tables that we all sit at, and there's like a group. I'm one of 7 different content creators hosting at this venue tonight. And each of us gets certain number of seats at our tables. And most of the people that booked at my table, I don't even know. So I'm going to go meet a bunch of strangers tonight. And if you guys want to see the behind the scenes of that, that's going to be in my Instagram stories. If you didn't know about my Instagram, it's instagram.com/ecovegangal, or just search for ecovegangal, the handle. Any other questions I can help you guys with, you can always post a YouTube comment or a Facebook comment, and I can respond as a text message. You can private message me on Facebook. You can email me. And when you go to the link to check out the video for the free class, there's a link to my email there and all that stuff too. So there are many ways to contact me. I'm genuinely here to support you guys, whether it's about veganism, environmentalist, business, healthy living. I love all that stuff. So please reach out, stay in touch. Tell me how I can support you, because I just want to do whatever I can to make things easier for you. Let me just see if there are any questions on YouTube. So Leslie said, I want to learn how to make my own program to help people in my specialty. Yes. So Leslie, in the free class, 30 ways to make money as a content creator, I outline a number of different ways that you can create programs to help people. I mean, everything that I outline is about helping people, because I believe the best way to make money, the actual sure way to make money, is to help people. And every single one of you watching, whether you've realized it or not, has a way to help somebody else. That's just how we are as humans. We've always been this way. We thrive in communities. We thrive off of supporting one another. Before we even had money, it was bartering. It was like, hey, I have that. What do you have? Or I have this. I want what you have. We trade, right? And so that's basically what money is. So if you think about it that way, what do you have that you can offer somebody else? And sometimes you'll literally do a trade with somebody, but a lot of the times people want to pay you for your information. And so how can you package your information to help people? Making videos is a way to package it. Online courses like I do is a way. Products like ebooks, merchandise, sponsorships, affiliate programs. There are literally 37 ways that I've listed in this video. So even though my class is called 30 Ways to Make Money, I actually cover 37 ways. So when you watch it, you're going to be like, amazed of all these things you probably haven't even thought of before. And if you want more from this class, I offer private coaching, group coaching, online courses, all of that. And there's information at the end of the video about that if you want to work with me and actually build strategies for you specifically. That is my friend, I think, who just arrived. So I should get going. Especially Evie gets so upset when she hears the doorbell ring. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to wrap things up. So sorry for the late, the rush at the end, but I got to get going to this event. So Leslie, you just asked what events. I'm hosting an event tonight that I'm on my way to. And like I said, sorry, my brain is a million places right now because I know I have to go. I want to say hi to Yanni, who just arrived. So if I can support you guys with anything else, again, private message me, comment, check out the video before it comes down. And yeah, that's it. I'm here for you. I support you guys. I believe in you. I'm excited for you. I love having you part of my life, and I want to be as much part of your life as I possibly can, and not just like a one-way street. Like, the beauty of live video, the reason I do live video right now is because of this back and forth. We get to talk. So Zigzag, I would love to answer your question about the surprising thing I learned about transitioning to a full-time content creator. I just got to go. So I have to change too. My friends are here. See, this is what my life is like sometimes, you guys. You're trying to do a lot at once, but it's part of the fun and magic of it. So if I didn't get to your question, leave me a YouTube comment or a Facebook comment, and I will answer it either in a written response or in my next video. Thanks again. I appreciate all of you. I will see you at the very least next Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is when I do my live videos. Be sure to check out my Instagram stories if you want to see the behind the scenes of my life. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you haven't subscribed on YouTube or followed the Eco Vegan Gal page on Facebook, please do, because I don't want you to miss out on anything. All right. See you very soon. Bye.